Son shit, y'all ready?
I hope y'all are. This episode, we're gonna do something real different, y'all. Really, really different. This is not gonna have, this isn't gonna be one of those joints where we play the joint from the show. Nah. This episode, mail episode. This is a email message episode for the people. Y'all don't understand, man. People be hitting me up, and I'm always like, I think the swarthy thing was the one that I addressed last time, and I'm like, yo, but there's a bunch of joints where people are like, yo, blah blah blah. And I'm like, all right, cool. Plus, the stuff that I had, I don't know. I really didn't have anything this past coming up for the 4th of July weekend, mainly because I, like a lot of other people across America, got to pull the soapbox out and said some things. And that's crazy. What I don't get is when people get upset and they want to hate on it. Man, you should be lucky you're in America. You have the right to yeah, only in America can you say that. That's the point. That is the point. Freedom of press, freedom of speech, freedom of opinion. That's what it is. I have that freedom. I'm utilizing that freedom going, things suck. I don't get that. I'm lost on the thing. The same people who say stuff like, make America great again, because in their mind, America sucks. When you're on the other side going, yeah, America does suck. This is why it sucks, and it doesn't coincide with what your thoughts are. That's when it's like, well, you should be lucky. But you're in America. If you don't like it, then leave. That is literally the same thing. We don't say that to people, though. We just go, and we have a normal adult conversation. We say stuff, and when I say we, I mean people who go against whatever, somebody else's views. It's a whole different game. It's a whole different ball game. There's a whole bunch of hatred in the air. Look, the beauty of America is my patriotism isn't wholehearted. You know what I mean? It's not 100%. Sometimes it's not even 20%. But there's the times where I'm like, yo, America's messing up. And that's our job, to critique America. If you're a citizen, that's your job, to critique America. This isn't a job. You know what I'm saying? Like when you work at a company and the major company is doing things wrong, and you go, hey, I want to talk to that manager, then to this person, hey, they'll stop you real quick. If you don't like it, just quit. This is the way things are. Then, of course, it takes some lawsuits or whatever for everybody to go, oh yeah, that was wrong. But yeah, they're not listening. This ain't that. Our democracy allows us to speak that, because if somebody comes across and goes, hey, I want to step in and be the representation of what it is that you're talking about. I want to be the physical embodiment of that. That's how that goes. That's how you vote. You know what I mean? It's simple as that. I mean, it's not even complex. That's the way that works. Like, that's how that works. We can do that. We vote for those people to come in and be that. The same way the other side does. And when I get other side, whatever it is that your viewpoint is. If you're this, you're that, that's who you vote. People who are like, yo, I'm going to do this for you guys. I am going to fight for this for you guys. That's what you do. And that makes democracy. That means all ideas are at the forefront of the situation. And like on the 4th, just didn't feel patriotic. You know what I mean? And that's like, that's not even including all the stuff that went down on the 4th. You know what I'm saying? That's not including the shootouts. And not shootouts, mass shootings. That's not including the little fights here and there. That's not including the protests and Akron. It's just, you know what I'm saying? It was hard to feel patriotic. So last Saturday, I kind of got on, like I said, my soapbox, and I talked that talk. So I'm like, yo, I'm not gonna bring that up. I'm not gonna post that. We're not gonna put that on the podcast. What am I gonna do? I'm still looking for old stuff. So what am I gonna do? Then it hit me. people are asking questions, people have comments. Why don't take this time to do that? You know, this will be the first one. I mean, who knows, man? If it works out, we might do it every once in a while. Maybe make it a once a month thing, once every couple of month thing. Do something with it. You know what I'm saying? It'll be dope. You know what I mean? If you feel like hollering at me on something, Black Seas, BLACK_CEEZ. That's the Twitter. Black Caesar Son, BLACKCEEZARSONN. That's Instagram. You know what I'm saying? Email me, blackcaesar@gmail, BLACKCEEZAR@gmail. I figure like not so much on that. I haven't even really posted anything on Facebook, and I don't know how you leave comments. If you leave comments on Spotify and all these other streaming things, I don't even know if you comment or you just listen to it. I have no idea how that goes. We will be trying to get stuff on other platforms, YouTube and all that stuff at some point too. We have a little joint. We're trying to figure out how to make it coincide with everything, man. We're trying to get it going. But anyway, with that being said, so I'm gonna take like at least 2 comments or questions. Rock 'em. I don't want this to be a long program. You know what I mean, man? I'm checking my joints out. They don't really go past 30 minutes. I'm cool with that. I'm content with that. And so we're gonna do it like this, man. We're gonna just talk, read some questions or whatever. Let's see. First one, Maggie St. Clair. Maggie. That's some Simpsons joint. Like, who is name? Like, I don't know what this chick looks like. I'm just telling you. I probably need to go check her thing out. But yeah. Wow. Anyway, Maggie. Maggie just seems like she has glasses. She's very chipper. Has a smile. Yeah. I'm totally wrong for that. Yeah. But at the same time, yeah. You know what I'm saying? She just seems. She makes those noises when she gets frustrated. I can't stand this. I'm playing. I'm sorry, Maggie. Maggie probably like coolest person in the world. But I'm just saying, is Maggie like a short name for something? I don't know. Anyway, Maggie St. Clair wanted to know. You know what I'm saying? This is for you, Maggie. Anyway, I recently came across your there I go. I can't pronounce the joint. Polynesian Panther Party episode. I was unaware that there was a Polynesian party. Yeah, that's right. I'm going slow because I almost lost my Polynesian Panther Party. Are there any other instances of the Black Panther movement influence in the world? I read that like I'm still trying not to say Polynesian party. Ride with me, y'all. Polynesian party, Polynesia Panther Party. I don't even think I had this much problem when I was actually doing it. Anyway, there are various examples of not just the Black Panther Party movement, but the civil rights movement in general. The UK had a version of the Black Panther Party. There was a couple of other places. The civil rights movement, Malcolm X himself said that, yeah, the struggle of what black people were going through in America traveled throughout the world. That the world knew of the situation. The world also had their own situations. There were also many groups and upheavals and revolts and revolutions. I don't know. I'm tripping. That was a lot of R's. And revolutions going on. There was a lot of rebellion popping off. You know what I'm saying? We know about South Africa with Mandela and his crew, who was like grimy back then. They was gutter back then. You know what I'm saying? We all know Mandela like he's this peaceful old dude. Nah, Mandela used to get it. Mandela crew was wide open. They was wild. You know what I'm saying? We know about these things. We know about the squads and the people doing what they were doing in India. We know about this stuff. We know about all these places that we're trying in New Zealand, Australia, It was just what it is. The movement was what it was. Even in America, the movement was gangster because it was the freedom to protest and the freedom to be right and want to be right that had you go, yo, we're allowed to do this. People ain't understanding like just how gangster, say, Fred Hampton was. It was just a dope thing. Fred Hampton was out here in the Chicago area back during the day Black Panther Party, and he was rallying, like he was pulling together not only just black people that wanted to change, he was actually getting gang members to ride with him against, you know what I'm saying, inequality. He was getting Spanish groups. He got a Spanish group, had a white group, his group, gangs, bringing them together. You know what I'm saying? Bringing them together because at the end of the day, it's always easy to talk that black and white. At the end of the day, inequality is inequality. The women's movement and the black movement were hand in hand at one point. Now, with that being said, old girl, Susan B. Anthony was out here tripping. You know what I'm saying? She was cool with Frederick Douglass, and still at the same time was on the other side going, why don't you give us the freedoms and the equality and all this before you give, because we're white. Why don't you give us that before you give it to these black people, these black men? Because that's how she looked at it. It was going to be the black men getting it before the white women. And she was like, we're all in this, we're the same, so why can't we get it before them? Like, even at that, it was that, you know what I mean? But that was just how it was. And for the crazy part is the Black Panther Party movement was an evolution to all of that, to everything. The Civil Rights Movement is an evolution. You know what I'm saying? The Nation of Islam is an evolution. You know what I'm saying? It's evolving from just the actual people who were just like, nah, we shouldn't have slavery. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, before the country became a country, people were like, we shouldn't have slavery. You know what I mean? Maybe we shouldn't be doing this. This doesn't seem right. And as time went on, it changed names multiple times. We've stopped that civil rights movement, and we've had other things as out there, but they don't stick like the civil rights movement, right? So, it is what it is. But yes, there are definitely other examples throughout the world, and not just for people of color. You know what I'm saying? Don't get it twisted. Not just for people of color. The Irish were doing their thing. Italians in America were coming up with groups. Jewish people were coming up with groups. You know what I mean? So it's not just you know what I'm saying? This is back when America didn't even consider them white. This is back when other countries weren't considering them equal. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, the concept of being upfront and demanding respect and equality, that's just a human thing. That's a human thing. Like, it's a human right. You know what I'm saying? Maggie St. Clair. So yeah, I mean, hopefully that answers your question. I'm sorry, man. Maggie St. Clair just seems like a wild name. You know what I'm saying? Anyway. Yo, I don't know how this is gonna work, man. This is wild joint right here, But we're gonna have fun with it. Next question. And then I don't even know how you like. I know what I did was I looked at some stuff and I felt like it wasn't too crazy, it wasn't too wild. Yeah, I could go ahead and answer this. It is what it is. In some instances, and I'm trying to also keep it to the podcast, because I also have questions about other stuff like the music and this and this and this, or like how come I do the Black History segment, which I think I've addressed many times, so I don't really feel like I need to talk about that. But yeah, that's what we do, man. This is how we get down. So salute though. That just means y'all listening, man. I thank y'all for listening. If I feel like if it feels like I'm rambling on, it's because I'm like, yo, it's wild. I'm still like, it's a humbling feeling a little bit, but yo, it's crazy. I bet you the numbers on this reading joint after they hear all this it ain't going nowhere. But until somebody come back around and go, yo, and then there was an episode, I guess it was his first time reading joints. He was just rambling on at first. Yeah, I'm highly aware of that. Anyway, let's go. Let's continue with the next one. This one is from Beat God 23. Alright, Beat God. I guess it's 22 other Beat Gods out there. Like, that must have been one of them joints where you thought you had the dopest handle, and you realized that Twitter was like, dude, we already got that. What you gonna do now? 23. And at least I'm thinking that. Then again, it could just be stuff like, yo, that was his jersey number or something. Who knows, man? It's homage to LeBron. I don't know. But Beat God 23. Hey, salute Beat God 23. It just feels weird saying that too. Beat God 20. Like, I'm gonna have to check his page out and check his beats out, because this is just a crazy name. Beat God 23. Like, man, if you got some garbage, hot garbage, it's gonna be so disrespectful. It's gonna be so disrespectful to my ears that I waste time listening to your joints and everything popping. Anyway, salute to the Beat God, the 23rd Beat God. What's going on, Black Seas? I checked out your podcast for the first time. Thank you. I don't even know how that happened, but thank you. What's going on, Black Seas? I checked out your podcast for the first time. I'm interested in figuring out, how do you choose what to talk about? Well, I think I said this before. There's a lot of stuff I already know. And then there's stuff that I just find, as I'm reading up on stuff and looking at stuff, and you just find interesting. It's like, I want to know a little more about that. Now, the problem is, a lot of times I don't go into great detail with everything like I probably should, but I give you the gist of it. And sometimes even I feel like the gist of it is cheating you, and you probably need a lot more than just the gist. But it is what it is, because like I said, it's in the confines of a 2-hour show, and I'm trying to give you a quick little 5, no more than 10-minute rundown of what's going down. And the crazy part is, that 10 minutes is me talking trash, talking junk, talking about this and this, and then trying to get into that moment and still bring you something enlightful to, you know what I'm saying? The whole joint is like, where I grew up, Bad News, VA, Newport News, Virginia, 757, 2 up, 2 down. 103 Jams, way back in the day when I was a kid, had, I know for sure, 3 segments where they talked about black inventors. There was a segment early in the morning. There was another segment around like 2 or 3. Matter of fact, yeah, 2 or 3 around 2, 3, maybe 4. And then there was another one right before they would switch and start having like slow jams play. You know what I'm saying? Like 9:30, 9:45, 9:50, somewhere along the line, one of those little commercial breaks, you had somebody come, and it was never the same. And that was the cool thing, was it wasn't the same thing throughout the day. It wasn't like the same joint I heard in the morning is the same thing I'm gonna hear again around 3 o'clock or something, will be the same one that I hear around 9 something. And it was always fascinating to me. And if you're thinking to yourself, yo, you was just out here listening to the radio hard body like that, kinda, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, we go back in the crib as a kid, you know, your bedtime is like 9 o'clock, so you go in the room and just turn the radio on. You know what I'm saying? You know, when you're a little kid, it's like some people turn the TV on, radio, just listen to music, go to sleep. You know what I'm saying? Them days when you're on punishment and you can't go outside, cartoons or the radio, A or B. You know what I'm saying? And this is around the time when, it was what it was. So, and then to get older, a little older, you just want to listen to the radio because there was a dope hip hop station when I was growing up. It was an AM station. So right before the radio, and that's how I know the time frame, because right before the radio show would come on, I check out 103 Jams just for that, to hear that, because I always found it fascinating. Anyway, that's how That's one reason why I try to make it short, because they were getting that done in like a minute or under, like maybe no more than 2 minutes. Tell you something like, give you the name, where the dude was from, what year he was born, what he invented, when it was invented, and then and that's something that, you know what I'm saying? And now you know, knowledge is power, knowledge is the key. It's something like that. And then they zipped off, and then, you know what I'm saying, next thing you know, it's like 103 jams. And then it's just like, and the music would pop off. But that was that. So I'm like, yo, that was how my instinct was to do it that way, but I did other stuff. I said other stuff, try to be a little more boom. But the way I choose the stuff is just like that. That's it, really. It's just there's things that I already know, and I try to like make sure that I got the information right. And then I'm luckily great by the grace of knowledge and openness of the internet, there's even more things to explore from some of these people. And it's like, yo, this is dope. You know what I mean? The stories of slavery, the stories of and this is again, most of the time with the inventions, it's all black people from America. The concept of going beyond just America is because when I was a kid, again, Black History Month was everywhere. It was black everywhere. You know what I'm saying? My second grade teacher, Miss Bond, had a wall full of black people all across the world who were doing things. There was Mandela. There was Shaka Zulu. There was the queen mother of the Ashanti. There was Bill Cosby. There was, when you're kids, you only recognize, you only saluting the faces you know, like Quincy Jones. There's Bill Cosby. There's Richard Pryor. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh snap, there's Thurgood Marshall. Okay, all right, boom, boom, boom. When you're a kid, you kind of know these faces, and then you remember a lot of the stuff. You remember the names. You remember so then as you get older and you're going through and you hear more Black history and people putting you on the stuff, you're like, yo, I remember seeing that. Huh. And it's just great to know blackness all around the world. You know what I'm saying? Can't just like put it in one container and go, yo, I'm gonna talk about only black people in America. Nah. Black history is everywhere. Everywhere. Not dilated people. Diggable planets. I'm tripping. Anyway, but that's how that goes, Beat God 23. I usually, as I come across stuff, I'm like, yo, this is interesting. And then I gotta like save it and keep it in the cut and read up on it as time goes on. And you know, we put it out there. And that's how that goes. For real. This is gonna be a crazy joint, man. I feel weird because I'm the worst person to try to explain stuff because I talk and I go off beat, then I gotta come back and reel myself in. And it is what it is. This one, this is this is more like a, I don't know, this is more like a comment / question / critique. You know, it is what it is. It is. You know what I'm saying? Brightest light. LYTE. Yo. Alright. Brightest BRYTEST light. LYTE. Oh my God. I like that. I like brightest light. Alright, whatever. You know. It is what it is. I recently came across your podcast from a link on Twitter. Salute to whoever did that. Thank you. Whoever reposted my joint, thank you. Anyway, I recently came across your podcast through a link on Twitter. I was wondering, why do you not have a co-host? I rarely hear podcasts where it's just someone alone. Those are usually videos on YouTube. Well, here we go. One, the podcast idea was more so to get these Black History Moment segments out beyond just the music show. So it's just me doing the music. It's just me DJing on my show. It's me, I stop, I talk a little talk, then I get back into the music. There's not a crew with me. There's no get down. You know what I'm saying? If you watch a lot of DJs, they, you know, even when they're like on a radio show, it's usually just them. You know what I'm saying? Like, unless you're coming in to do the quick little DJ thing during a DJ segment doing a actual morning show or whatever. If your job is to come in and do the mix for whatever time to whatever time, it's just usually them. You know what I'm saying? They and some of them don't even like to talk. Some of them keep the radio guy there to go, hey, and he'll come back after these, you know, and that's it. It's just me. So when I stop and do my second segment and I'm talking to the people, I go, yo, y'all know what time it is. Take it from the top. Take it from the top. Yeah, that's why it's just one person. There's no interviews. I'm not interviewing anybody. I'm not having a conversation back and forth with anybody. It is me presenting this knowledge to the listeners. This part of the show, when it's on the podcast thing where I come in and I tell you, that's more like an introduction. It's usually just me going, yo, this episode is about such and such and such. You know, and that's that. So it's kind of like that. I get what you're saying, because yeah, most podcasts do sound better when there's somebody to bounce something off of, and there's a conversation, and you get opinions, and you get views. Some might just add on top of, they might just be building. Sometimes it's something to truly bounce different ideas off, like, well, this is how I feel, and that's how you feel, you know, boom, boom, boom. I haven't gotten that far into it like that yet. Right now, all we're doing is, when I do my show, I stop, I give y'all this quick knowledge, and I get right back into the music. You know what I mean? That's really it. I stop, I do a lot of talking, and then I, you know what I'm saying, drop that gem on y'all, and then I get back into my thing. That's really what it is. I always say, yo, if you like hip hop, R&B, and all this and that, definitely mostly hip hop and R&B, check the joint out. If not, you know, it is what it is. And I'm, again, always glad that people are listening to this, because it's more about the thing, man. I look at my little algorithm joints in my thing. I see there's young people checking it. I see there's older people checking it out. Everybody seems to apparently be non-binary. I see that. You know what I'm saying? It's either males or non-binaries. Like, the female population is low, apparently. But I don't think so. I'm also, again, I get messages. Chicks be hitting me up. Brightest Light is a female. Maggie is a female. So there's a few other joints. So I see, you know, there's some ladies out there listening. Salute to the ladies who listen. And that's just dope. But that's how I do it, and that is why there's not an extra person or persons, people with me. It's just me. You know what I mean? So there that go, Brightest Light. Yeah, Lyte. Next. This one's a good one. This I like this one right here. I like this one. And guess what? Another female. I purposely did that too as I was saying this. I was like, yo, I felt like, you know what I'm saying? It was weird, because I was like, yo, I get a lot of females hollering at me on like, yo, I like what you're doing. And again, when I'm looking at my joints, my numbers is like 3% women, you know what I'm saying? 3% women from this age to that age range, you know, and they're all older women. When I say older, I think it's the over 45 crowd or something like that, over 45, over 50 something crowd, which is, again, phenomenal. And I don't think, if you spell your name with Brightest Light with the YTE, I'm pretty sure you're not 50. Maybe, I don't know, but I'm pretty sure you're not 50. I'm gonna give you 40 something. You know, Maggie might be 50 something. You know, I'm just assuming. Again, I don't know any young Maggies, so you know, Maggie's in their 40s or 50s. You know what I'm saying? You see a young chick named Maggie, then she like, and this is my homegirl Eunice. They were named after their grandmamas. They was great grandmamas or somebody. Somebody, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, Peggy, all that right there. You find you a 20-something-year-old Peggy. She better know how to cook, clean, knit, sew, her cookies, her pies better be the best cookies and pies you've ever. Peggy keeps a clean house. You know what I'm saying? Peggy keeps it clean. Rashida gonna make the kids clean the house. Peggy gonna clean the house. I'm just saying. That's just my thought. You know what I'm saying? And if you think that sounds racist because I like Peggy's white and Rashida's black, I'm thinking two black women, because I knew a black Peggy way back when I was a kid. There go Miss Peggy. Now there go Miss Betty. There go Miss Peggy. Miss Betty, Miss Peggy, Miss Alice. Yeah. Back then when you couldn't tell by name what a person's race was, yeah. I go Rashida. We all kind of know who Rashida is. Rashida is Rashida. You know what I'm saying? That Rashida come out here looking like Peggy, what y'all think Peggy looked like, then hey, Rashida's mama must have she was really out here tripping. Like, she was really like, what name can I really guarantee that my kid is going to have a hard time before they see her? Rashida! Yeah, I'm sorry. That's just rude, but it's real. Keep it real. Anyway, this next person is also a female. Okay. At least I think so, by the name. You know what I'm saying? But, I'm going to assume it's a female. You know what I mean? The sparkling one. The sparkling one with the number 1. That's like, wow, right? Not really. Anyway, the sparkling one with a 1. Yeah. THA_ sparkling 1 number. Hey, I like that. You know what I mean? Anyway, she says, again, I'm assuming it's a she. Unless you're a dude who's a dentist, or you're a dude who somebody told you your whole life you got good teeth, or you out here with a lot of jewelry on, you out here with some jewelry on. I'm thinking it's a chick. Anyway, let's go. Hello, see, yep. And that lets me know definitely this is a female. Hello. Hey, ain't no dude saying hello. No dudes just running around here saying hello. I'm sorry, y'all. Ain't no dude. When's the last time you heard a brother say hello? Hello. I listen to your podcast. I like what I hear. Now, hold on. Let me stop this. This sounds like one of them type of scam joints. But it's not. I've already read this. But I'm just saying. Y'all know when y'all get them emails. Hello. Especially if you're an artist. I heard what you... Anyway. Hello. I listen to your podcast. I like what I'm hearing. I was wondering, is there any way to explain in better detail how you come across the information that you come across? Okay. I don't know. I mean, I guess, like, if you mean source material, it's books. I always say research. Do your own research. To be honest, I say do your own research. I'm like, yo, I will admit I don't go around going, yo, and then I was looking up da-da-da-da-da. I mean, there's times I'm like, yo, I was looking up something and then I came across this, and I don't really tell you where I came across it or where I got my sources from, mainly because it's multiple sources. You know what I'm saying? Multiple sources. Here's the crazy thing about multiple sources. There's a bunch of things that are similar, and then there's just things that go off crazy. Like, even with the most basic stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a bunch of stuff that'll talk about Frederick Douglass, but only a few of them will be like, yo, and he was in politics. That's the part that's fascinating. Like, yo, nobody ever talks about that. You know what I'm saying? Nobody ever when they talk about Martin Luther King, they tell you about him being assassinated. They don't tell you what he was doing out there in Memphis. Only a few people will tell you that part. Only a few people tell you the part about how he was anti-Vietnam and was actually disinvited from going to the White House. All of this is in that same little time period. Black people didn't really want him around anymore because they felt like the younger black people they had moved on past what his whole method was. And they were like, yo, I mean, I think in the movie Selma, they actually bring that up where they're like, yo, you leave and we still got to deal with this. You know what I'm saying? It's all good with the cameras is on, but when you leave, we still got to try to live here. Like, that was really a vibe that people were giving Martin Luther King. You know what I'm saying? You don't hear about that. Only a few places give you that. Only a few joints. So it's like you got to take all of that the stuff that you see, that small stuff, and still bring it to the forefront of all the stuff that you already know, or the stuff that everybody knows. So that's why I say do your own research. You know what I'm saying? So it's hard, man. It's crazy. I open up a lot of joints. I read up on a lot of stuff. I'm looking at a lot of stuff. I'm checking out a lot of stuff. I'm listening to firsthand events from people who were still alive for a lot of things, or back in the day were alive for a lot of things. And you're listening to all of this, and you're taking all of this in, and you're dissecting stuff, because you also understand that sometimes people don't want to mess up anything. So it's what it is, you know what I mean? That's how it goes. So when I finish saying what I'm saying, I like to just go, you can go out here and do your own research. Please look this person up and do your own research. You know what I mean? Because I'm just opening the door for you to come in. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, check this out. This is what I came across. Check this right here. This is this little piece right here. I'm trying to give a lifetime of experience in a 10-minute window. You know what I mean? So it's like, yo, I encourage people to go out here and do their own research. By all means, do your own research. So that's why I don't really give out source material. I say, I found something, boom, boom, boom. Hey, do your own research on it. Salute to the people who do their own research. Salute to all the people who are coming across with mad stuff. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I'm like, yo, this is crazy. There's a lot of people out here doing the same thing that I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? With a lot more success. You know what I'm saying? As far as if you go about listeners and viewership, with a lot more success. And again, by definitely taking the time to break things down. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's TV shows, there's stuff on YouTube, there's podcasts, there's people who are writing whole books. You know what I'm saying? And you're like, yo, this is dope. And I'm just here going, yo, 10-minute window. No more, right? No more, no less than a 10-minute window or so. Try to throw y'all something, and hopefully it entices you enough to go, yo, that was interesting. I wonder what else is up with this person. That's my job. That's what I feel my job should be, to help open that door. Yeah. I will, look, if we do this more, I will go out of I am going to definitely try to make these shorter, because unless, I don't know, I'm feeling me personally, I feel real blabbly. I feel like I'm blabbling, I don't know. I feel like I'm doing a lot of talking. How about that? I feel like I'm doing a lot of talking. And it is what it is. I feel at the same time I am doing a lot of talking. So, for those who are listening, thank y'all for listening. And this right here is actually humbling, and it's cool to see that people are listening. And it's dope. And this is cool, and it's humbling to know that there's people checking this out, man. It's nice. Again, if you ever want to contact me on this, anything, hit me up, message me or something on these joints. On Twitter, Black C's, BLACK_CEEZ. I'm on the gram, Black Caesar Son, BLACKCEEZARSONN. I'm everywhere. Facebook, I'm on Facebook. You can go to Live at the Oasis on Facebook, and you can see some of these posts too. I'm there. This is on WordPress. Like, there's a WordPress out here. This is out there. You know what I'm saying? This is definitely out there. Like, Our World, Our Time blog page. You can check that out. Anchor, Spotify, Apple, iTunes, however they call that now. Who knows? Don't know, don't care, for real, but they're there. Just mad joints, man. We out here. It's mad. Hit iHeartRadio. Tune in. Just mad joints, man. We everywhere. We're on a lot of joints, man. Google Podcasts. So yeah. This is official. If you feel like messaging me, I don't know how that works when you're listening to other things. So definitely just hit me up. And who knows? Well, this is July. Maybe sometime in September we'll do it again. And I will definitely have this whole concept better perfected. Until then, man, thank y'all for listening. Hope y'all enjoyed this. I will holler at y'all later. And since there is no clip to break off, I will say it now because this is the thing. You know what I'm saying? They say you only live once. That's a lie. You only die once. So anytime that your God allows you to go out here and better yourself and continue your journey, show the world the best version of you. Y'all be safe out there. Peace.
This is a Soul of Art presentation.